Is the elephant gun trash? Or is my aiming just that bad? Let's find out. Alright, what's up guys? My name is Fierce, and I'm back on Borderlands 1 for another video. Now you guys really enjoyed the collab I did with Garnet Anarchist, so he hit me up, he was like, yo Fierce, I want to do another one, what do you say? And I said, hell yeah, what do you want to do? And he wanted to do the elephant gun. So just like last time, I'm going to cover the Borderlands 1 version of this sniper, and then Garnet is going to go over the Borderlands 2 version of this gun. The unique part of the elephant gun is actually its material. Now it's the same stats as Material 2 for Jacobs, but whenever you get an elephant gun, it'll roll with that unique part, no sight, and will always spawn with the Whittings Elephant Gun title. But where do you get this excellent weapon? You can get it from Ernest himself in the Headlands, or you could farm it from Skagzilla himself for about 10% chance. If you want to know more about sniper parts, go ahead and check this video out. The link will be down. The link will be down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like and consider subscribing for more awesome content. And be sure to check out Garnet Anarchist for his video. Alright, with that being said, let's get to it. Alright, so we're here with my sniper Mordecai. You'll tend to see that my accuracy is pretty poor throughout the majority of this play session. But I do, see there you go, I do manage to make a couple cool headshots. There you go, 2 in a row. But because you don't have, a sight on this, you kind of have to go somewhat closer to the enemy. If you're like me and you're pretty aggro, but you can sit like in the back and, take enemies out. Like right there, I even crit him. But the weapon flinch that you deal with is is kind of annoying. Oh, here we go, badass. Basically, you just want to line up your shots to the crit. That was what, 4? Yeah. Oh, come on. The stats do make it fairly accurate, so I was able to hip fire that pretty decently. Now, the real annoying thing with playing with Mordecai is Bloodwing flying around and getting caught on stuff. It's really annoying, especially when you need him to come back to give you health, and you're like, where the hell is my bird? And he's just stuck in between 2 stairs. It's a little bit annoying, but, that is what that is. It's not too bad. Basically, I'm just pinned behind this rock, and I'm just kind of going back and forth to each side, just trying to mob control. You'll notice that when you're actually aiming down sights, you have a much better iron sight compared to the one in BL2. Because, let's see, I think it's the Hyperion barrel that they use for the elephant gun in BL2, which is insane. Why? But no, just having, I thought it was like 3 different parts, but no, it's just 2. But the fact that, it's a much better and proper iron sight makes it way more useful. Yeah, I tried to be cool here. I couldn't do it. I kept missing my shots. Like, screw it. And that right there, aerial impact, is Mordecai's dazing skill using Bloodwing. And because I have Bird of Prey, which is, increases the amount of enemies Bloodwing can hit, that stacks up together and it keeps the enemies dazed in an area, it makes it a lot easier for you to hit your critical hits or just to hit them in general. Right, if you haven't used Daze effect yet, I mean, you really are missing out. It is, oh man, it's fantastic debuff. When I was recording this, I didn't record my voice, but I was just thinking to myself, like, how bad am I sniping at really? Because I keep missing. I don't know if it's like the weapon flinching or the natural spread that snipers do, or if I'm just really that bad. But I tried not to think about it too much. It just said, yeah, whatever. When they're really close to me, it's really easy for that headshot though. Yeah, see right there, Bloodwing is going to those 3 enemies. I think he gave that corrosive status effect to all of them. And if you didn't know, Borderlands 1 kind of has a slag. It's the corrosive status effect, and if they have that status effect, they take 15% more damage. And then if you stack days on top of that, they're A, taking a dot, and B, they move super slow, so that makes them super easy to take care of really quickly. And then sometimes Bloodwing can just be powerful enough just to take enemies out by himself. Come on, Fierce, you got it. I do miss the gore in the newer Borderlands games. It's cool to see that they are bringing some of that back in BL4. I didn't realize that guy spawned behind me, but with him dead, that area is all done and dusted. I think I'm wearing... Yeah, I'm wearing like a Panacea shield. That's a Tediore shield that gives health regen. And, you know, this time I try to stay up on this rail, just try to snipe enemies the best I can. And I think I do end up getting these guys. I don't remember. But as you've seen so far, at least for mobbing, this weapon is amazing. Personally, it is my favorite sniper. But I will say it does become a bit worse for bossing, depending on the boss. That was a good hit. That was a good hit, I ain't gonna lie. And you're going to see like money and health vials everywhere. That's because Bloodwing has a skill where whenever he hits an enemy, they drop you know, money and ammo and other consumables. This is the last mobbing segment, and at this point I just get super tired of me missing all my shots, so I try to just lock in. Oh yeah, see right there, I started raging. I just said screw it. Knife him. Alright, there we go. Now we're moving on to the boss fight. At this point I'm deciding if I should do fire or acid, so I'm just going to stick with corrosive and just try to just use the elephant gun. But I think I do end up using the defiler just to get that corrosive dot. Alright, so same thing, throw him out, and then I try to go into the right to find an enemy, but there wasn't no one there. But here I am just running around trying to find someone. There he is. Now this boss is difficult to hit crits on because it's either his red visor or the back of his head. So I have to do a whole lot of maneuvering to try to get this guy. Oh, see, I almost go down there. I'll tell you what though, this was kind of an intense boss fight. Even if I do die, it's not that big of a deal, but I just don't want to deal with it. But basically, I'll let Whittings out, tag Sledge once at least, bring him back to me, get that healing, and then possibly, you know, stack a corrosive dot. I did switch my class mod, if you noticed, to the Ranger, so I get +4 in Predator, which allows Bloodwing to come back really quickly. But here we go, just taking out mob enemies. And so yeah, eventually he just goes back into my in my inventory or wherever he is, my back pocket, I don't know, and I start sniping him through the support beam, and that is a good way to dodge his Nova attacks and you know, cover fire, but it's really difficult to do that with a sniper, and so I'm trying to hit his visor or his other crit spot, and at this point I just say screw it, I just bring out the defiler, get that corrosive dot, and then I start sniping him. Almost, oh, see, there you go, that was a crit. And there you go. Yeah, once you hit that crit spot, he's as good as dead. Alright, next up is Roland. We're using the Heavy Gunner class mod and Bulletstorm build, just how we normally do. And going over for Roland, he can, increase the mag size like you saw with the Volcano. I think the max mag size is like 16 for the Elephant Gun if you're on Roland. But that just allows you to get more shots out. This was an interesting one, the body shot challenge. If I still hit critical hits, I'll still like maybe 1 or 2 shot them, but doing enough body damage, at least with this sniper, was pretty easy because of the base damage. I did what? That was what, 4,300? But I do like to use the Underdome as like a casual arena, pretty much. Just do some mobbing, maybe a little bit of bossing, but all in all, I think people will just give it a lot more hate. But something you don't entirely see, at least in this segment, is really taking advantage of Metal Storm. I may have been able to do some quick mobbing, but because usually I cannot speak today, sometimes I just have a hard time speaking. It doesn't matter what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter if I think about what I say or not. My words will just jumble up and I'll say something that I don't mean. Oh, dude, okay, so yeah, this badass was a piece of shit. We just do this game where we're just waltzing around the arena and I cannot find him and he's just being a real old dickhead. Alright, okay, so I do have to take out these Elder Skag first, and then there's the bandit on top of the stairs. That's where the badass will end up going after this entire cat and mouse bullshit. See, I don't even know where he went. I can't find him. And I kept missing my shots. He actually died to the corrosive dot. Absolutely atrocious. Alright, go into the badass. I'm like, okay, dude, time to die. And he's like, hell nah. So he just starts backpedaling away just like the Marauders. And that's exactly what I was thinking of when, like, at this point, I'm like, oh my god, these just like the Borderlands 2 Marauders. He literally goes up the stairs and down the stairs, tries to flank me. And then, oh, okay, yeah, I almost died right there. He is straight up just kicking my ass. And yeah, see, there you go, he's heading to the middle point. And I just keep missing my shots, I can't hit him. Oh, that's right, I went down, I started freaking out. And I was like, screw it. He popped up his head, brought out the plague, and boom, he did. Kind of a bit, disappointed to not use the elephant gun, but, I didn't want to redo that round. So for the boss wave, we have Hans and Franz. Now, I have the shotgun challenge on, and that ain't going to be that big of a deal. Basically, the strat for these guys is to kind of go towards the back, and because I'm Roland, I'll throw out my turret, and then Hans will be coming at me, and he'll get corroded by the turret, leaving him available to get critical hits taken on him. So there you go. Half the fight's already over. Now I just gotta get Franz. And he could be a bit of a tougher enemy, depending on what kind of weapon he has. I do eventually have to fall back a little bit, gain my turret, and then put a corrosive dot on him. But see, there we go. Hop through the counter. There we go. Okay, I even brought out the plague too. Here we go. If you're having a hard time, if you're playing Roland and you're having a hard time, you can do the same thing in BL2, just throw out your turret, and then the enemies will tend to target that instead of you. Like, it kind of worked here, and it just allowed me to get a clean headshot. And just like that, the round's over, and these are the weapons that I got. One of them is stuck up there. Alrighty then. Alright guys, concluding this video, we ask ourselves, is the elephant gun pretty crummy? Nah, not really. It definitely has a lot of skill to use it for, you know, not having a scope at all, but the base damage is really good. You know, like the mag size and like the reload speed is always really nice, and having like that little bit of knockback is a pretty cool touch. But no, I mean, if I'm pretty sure like 90% of you guys are better snipers than I am, so you're gonna have a higher success rate than me. But I mean, I have so much fun with this weapon. It is my personal favorite sniper in this game. By the time I'm recording this, it's actually the 6th of July, and I was supposed to get this video done 2 days ago, but I didn't. And so here we are now. I would put this weapon at about like a 6.5 to a 7 out of 10 on, you know, the Chimera's scale of awesomeness. I think it's fairly easy to use. The iron sight, for how good it is, makes this weapon a lot more usable, even if you're not like a dedicated sniper character, and I find this to be way more enjoyable than the Borderlands 2 version. But don't take my word for it, go watch Garnet's video and find out for yourself, dude. Anyway guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hey, leave a like, and if you really liked it, make sure to subscribe for more awesome content. Once again, huge thanks to Garnet for hitting me up for this other collab. Go ahead and check his video out, and be sure to say that Fierce sent ya. Alright, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'm going to see you all in the next one. See ya.